Hey, Minstrel here, and today I'm going to draw a finished illustration. My inspiration for this drawing was rain and umbrellas, I guess. It's been a while since since I've wanted to draw an umbrella and a rainy environment, but I had no idea what I wanted the drawing to look like. So I start with some sketches. I want to have a character in the drawing because I like drawing characters. And I wanted some kind of umbrella, I think, but I still tried the character with just a cape and a hood to cover them. And then I was like, I could include two of my sketches. The one that looked pretty much bold, sitting, and the one very excited, running around. So maybe there's two friends, and one has a lot of energy, and the other one is like, why do I follow you again? So yeah, these were the vibes I was going for this drawing, and I sketched a quick background. One of the two fairies, I made them fairies, was sitting, so I made her sit on a mushroom because that is the only seat worthy of a fairy, I guess. And so I had to make a mushroom forest. I feel like I don't have much imagination, actually, because this is not the first time I've drawn a mushroom forest. This is the third or fourth time already. So yeah, I think I need to figure out something else, but well, I was drawing rain, and that was a first, so I allowed myself to put some guilty pleasure draw parts in this drawing, which were the mushrooms and well, fairies. So yeah, I had my sketch in place, so I started coloring the background. As usual, I don't put any line art to my background. I don't know why, just don't like it. I don't know how to make line art for such wide shapes, I guess. So I'm just going with my color directly and trying to make some refined shapes. I tried to make the sky cloudy, like adding a lot of texture to it and stuff. I don't know if it worked, but it looks alright, I guess. And well, it's mostly covered by the mushrooms anyway. And I added a gradient to the ground to make it look like it was getting farther and farther away. And I also added to the ground some grass using a texture brush that I have on Clip Studio Paint. For this drawing, I went with the pretty soft shading style. I believe the last mushroom forest I drew in this channel, I had a pretty painterly style of shading. I was just using the old brush, but there I used the airbrush for pretty much every shadow and highlights. So it's different mood and style, I guess. And then I added some details to the mushroom window to one, and some sort of stairs and steps to get up to the mushroom, I guess, on the other one. And I guess that's how the fairy got up there. Although I guess she has wings, so maybe she can fly. But with the rain, it's not easy? I don't know. And then I felt like the mushroom were lacking some texture, so I added some particles to them in a more saturated blue, because this was looking very desaturated. Although I guess it's not gonna be very bright and vibrant since it's raining, which means clouds, which means no sun, basically. So the light is diffused, I guess. Then I added some bushes. With a texture brush, I added some leaves and texture once again. And I was just trying to fill the background to make it look more organic and, well, full. And those gray spots on the ground was supposed to be water, but I have no idea how to draw water. So, I don't know, it may look like stones or something. I don't know, but it actually looks pretty good and it fits in with the background. So now my background is in place, I need to refine my sketches of the characters. Because, well, first off, they have no face, they have no hair, they have no clothes. Except for one of them who has the cape. The cloak? I don't know. So I started sketching the bodies in a more or less exact anatomy. Like, I don't know what's going on with the legs of the sitting one, but hey, she's small in the drawing, and no one will notice. By the way, I didn't use any reference to draw the umbrella, so I have no idea whether it's correct or not. So I had my bodies in place. On another layer I added some faces and hair and the umbrella. And then I'm gonna add another layer. I'm gonna draw some clothes and the cloak. And yeah, I don't know. I used 4 or 5 layers for the sketch, but I made all of the line art on a single layer. And I usually do the opposite. But yeah, I didn't feel like spending too much time on the line art. It still looks pretty clean in the end, but yeah. I wasn't feeling very motivated to draw this picture, and well, it's not the best one I've drawn, but it still looks alright, I think. Just very moody, I guess. Well, I believe my lack of motivation is due to my lack of inspiration. Because, like, those are 2 fairies basically playing outside in the rain. But, well, there is also a mushroom forest. But I don't feel like it's fantastical enough. Like, I don't know. It's too human. Maybe one day I'll be able to find some inspiration with rain, and I'll make another drawing. Who knows? Yep, I don't have much to say about the line art. It went pretty smoothly, and well, I did all of it on 1 layer for some reason. Don't know why I did that, because it's harder then. Anyway, the one thing I was sure I wanted was to make the cloak opaque, Like, I don't want it to be see-through, or like it's not a poncho or anything, and it's not sheer. And I wanted it to be some kind of heavy fabric, which is more fantastical, I guess. When I was drawing the fairy sitting on the mushroom, it was kind of weird because it was so small in the picture and it was so pixelated, and I could see every pixel of what I was drawing. And I'm not used to it. I guess I use bigger resolution. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not used to drawing small things. At least not digitally, I guess. I drew the wings of the fairies going down because I imagined that they can't fly with the rain and they're trying to protect their wings. So one of them has the umbrella, which is basically covering her, and the other one has the wings hidden underneath the cloak. And now I'm done with the line art, I can start adding some color. So I had some green and blue in the background, and I wanted some warmer tones for the fairies, so I used some pinks and purples. And I didn't want them to have the same color scheme too. I mean, they both have purple and pinks, but they're not placed in the same ways, and I don't use the exact same values and stuff for both fairies, so they don't look identical. I know that some umbrellas are clear and you can see through them, but yeah, I don't know how to do that. And I didn't feel like doing that. So, yep, I went with a dark red umbrella instead. No, my base colors are in, so I need to make the fairies look like they belong in the background. And I do that by basically shading them the same way I shaded the background, which is with an airbrush. And I'm basically making gradients everywhere. So overall, it's all pretty soft and smooth, I guess. And well, it was intentional, so that's good. I managed to do what I was set on doing. But then I was feeling like the line art was too harsh, because it was pretty thick actually, and well, pretty dark too, since it was black. And there was no black anywhere else in the picture. So later I changed it to dark green, so it just fits in with the background a bit more. I kind of tried to make the boots look a little shiny. I don't know if I managed to do it, but well, they look like boots, I guess. This is where I've changed the line art color. It's not very noticeable, but it's there. Then I add some dark green of the characters, so they were kind of bright compared to the background, like they don't have moss and animal mushrooms. So yep. Then I add some rain texture all over the place, and kind of frame the picture with some dark green, and then once again some dark green all over the picture. They erase it around the characters' eyes, so they pop out. And then it's time for a lot of highlights. So I know there's not a bright source of light, so there shouldn't be that much highlight, I guess. But it was all looking very dark and moody, so I wanted to add a lot of highlights. And it kind of makes everything look wet and shiny, so that's good. So yeah, I add them all over the place, on the characters and the background. And then I'm gonna add some more rain with that, with white, and then I lower the opacity of the rain. And I make some of it look like it's like it's hitting the characters and going back off, like a rebound of some sort. I think adding the highlights was my favorite part of the drawing, actually. It was pretty fun. Anyway, here's the finished result. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw this finished illustration. If you have any ideas, as usual, leave them in the comments below. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video.